Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered, and a very, very special Sunday edition. Okay, so today is BlizzCon. All of my StarCraft 2 fans are watching BlizzCon, and if I posted a StarCraft 2 video today, then it would not get very much attention. So hey, happy birthday to you, Brood War fans. It's going to be Mong versus Light, a TVT, here on Fighting Spirit. Oh my gosh. Alright, so the speed is correct. The speed is correct. Top left-hand corner, we have the purple Terran player. His name is Mong. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the red Terran player. It is Light. Now, check this out. Mong, I haven't cast him before, but he's an awesome player, dude. He's an ex-CJ Yentis player, born in 1992. Plays exceptionally against both Zerg and Protoss. Had a 60% win rate over his opponents in his first 3 years, from 2012 to 2014. He's incredible. The only thing stopping Mong from achieving an overall win rate above 60% is his TVT, which is sitting at 48.45%. So this is his weakness, guys. He's an incredible Korean player. However, TVT is not where he lives. Some real interesting other facts about him here as well. He was nicknamed the Online Flash, or African Flash, for his strong performance whenever he plays online, as opposed to in-person events. So go figure about that. There's a video where he dresses as a bear and performs a dance at the SSL 9 selection ceremony. He really enjoys listening to David Guetta. He likes watching SNL Korea, which I didn't know was a thing, as well as Salaryman, and he's really a big fan of Iron Man when it comes down to movies. So one of the more popular players in all of StarCraft Brood War right now is going to be Mong. I might get some clicks on this just because it's Mong. Either way, Light we've seen on the channel a bajillion times. I'd have to say that Mong, in general, would be favored over Light if we looked at overall career stats. However, if Mong is really not that great at TVT, if he's losing more more than he's winning in TVT, then perhaps Light has a very good chance here. Either way, it's going to be a long TVT. Those of you who have been begging me for more mirror matchups, here you go. Here is a TVT. I really hope it's not just 40 minutes of tank lines and then somebody makes a bunch of Wraiths and the other person makes a bunch of Wraiths and there's a Wraith battle and it's over. Because that's what the last one I cast was. I think it was Fantasy versus Light. It was an older replay. I believe this one is from 2016. So this is fairly recent when it comes to the StarCraft Brood War Remastered. And yeah, that's about it. So what are we doing here? Let's actually pay attention to a couple things, shall we? Barracks on the way. Expansion Command Center on the way for both players. Light is putting his on the low ground, whereas Mong is throwing his onto the high ground. He is really worried about early pressure. He hasn't scouted, so fair enough to be worried, my good friend. SCV comes in for Light, sees the command center, sees the barracks. Another SCV comes down to deal with the harassment that is very possible there on the SCV building that barracks. And so far, pretty good micro on display here from Mong. Dang, getting some free hits off on that Light SCV, no big deal. Marines are pushing across the map right now from Light. Barracks coming down from the high ground to the low ground to scout, I guess. I mean, that's probably what it is. At some point, you're just going to go for a factory and start making tanks and vultures, because Marines in the situation, I don't think are that great. What? Oh, engineering bay. Wait, Mong's building an engineering bay down here? What? Oh, no. That SCV is attacking it. That was built by Light's SCV to delay the landing of that command center by just a little bit. That's hilarious, actually. That's very, very funny. Marines come in. It is 2 versus... Oh, the micro here from Light. Pretty good. Pretty good. How are we looking? How are we looking on our HP here? And, so it's 1 versus 1. SCV's coming to finish it off. All the Marines die. The aggression by Light doesn't really do a whole lot, honestly. Might have injured some of these SCVs, but everybody looks pretty healthy to this point. Marine production is continuing here for Mong. He is going for a factory. And yeah, back home, it is just going to be factories 4 days for Light. That's all the Marines he's going to make for the rest of the game. This barracks is scouting. We will never see it again back on this side of the map. It will die before going back home. It is here to provide information for Light, and that is its entire goal. Its entire goal and its entire existence. SCV scouting on out from Mong, and yeah, it's just at this point we're just kind of waiting for tanks to be produced. There's a starport coming in. Well, just factory. Mong might be playing this a little bit differently than I'm expecting him to. Starport is coming in. What are we going to do with that thing with an early starport? Like maybe Wraith? Wraith harassment would be pretty great if we're just making tanks and vultures out of these factories for light. They can't shoot up. And I don't think there's going to be an engineering bay for missile turrets. So a Wraith opening? Is it? Yes! Called it! Hey, I called something correctly in Brood War. Check me out. It is a Wraith opening here from Mong. And he's going to get some stuff done. For sure. SCV scouts in. Takes extra damage there from the vultures. For those of you, every once in a while, I get a comment on one of my videos that's like, what? There's a guy on the vulture bike? Yeah, there is. The remastered helps us see it a little bit better than we could back in 1998 and 99 and 2000 and when we were previously playing this. Either way, vultures are going to try to show up here, but there are 2 Marines in a bunker. There's a tank sitting back here as well. And it's just going to be really hard for vultures to get in. This academy is helping with the wall off. Vultures are going to have to go all the way around, get some stuff done. Honestly, that just kind of gives them a nice little opening to kill those SCVs, so I'm not sure that they care. But throwing down some spider mines here. Wraith is out, and Wraith is scouted. The Wraith is scouted. Why are you wasting shots on this barracks? No! Now Light knows. Now Light knows there's a Wraith out, and he will take measures to protect himself against it. What's he going to do with that? Nothing so far. He's making an armory, so that's exciting. The Wraith says, why am I killing this barracks? That is not my purpose in life. I'm supposed to kill SCVs. Run! Zip! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Before there's any anti-air from Light. Is Light seriously not doing anything for anti-air? He is literally not changing his plan at all here. So here's one. Here's an SCV I might kill. It does take a lot of shots for a Wraith to kill an SCV, and it doesn't shoot very fast either. We're talking 8 damage per shot, and like a pretty long delay in between shots on that one. Vultures coming in. They're trying to take down that tank. Wow. They're very brave that way. Not too brave. They didn't go all the way in. They didn't dive bomb in there. How you doing, Wraith? 1 kill. Okay. Okay, there we go. There's a Goliath. Finally, a Goliath is made. Is there a control tower at all in that starport? Where the heck did the starport go? Is it flying around? Oh, it's way up here. There's no control tower on it, so whatever. No big deal. SCV down. Barracks lands. Oh, SCV was trying to repair this barracks? That's hilarious. Tank firing on it. And this barracks, like I said, is not going to make it back home. There are spider mines all over the place. Vultures have been running around like chickens with their heads cut off, trying to find places to throw down those spider mines. Are you attacking ground? Either way, the barracks is gone. The Wraith has 1 kill. That kill was stolen from him. Stolen from him by that tank. Third base coming up for Light down here at the 6 o'clock position. And no third from Mong. At this point, it's just a lot of vultures and a couple tanks and some Goliaths just for the anti-air in case that pesky Wraith shows up and they need to murder it. Dude, this Wraith is going to get another kill. This SCV is forced to run for its life, and look at the delay. Look at the delay on that command center. That's amazing. Wraith coming into the main base, and dude, this is SCV heaven. It is SCV heaven for you. I'm liking it a lot. Vulture here for Mong running around trying to see what's going on and trying to pick off. Oh, it's a vulture versus vulture fight up here in the north. Meanwhile, Wraith is like, this is too good to be true. What? Why would you let me kill all of your SCVs? What is going on, Mong? Why? Somebody in the comments, please explain to me why this Wraith didn't sit here and kill all of these SCVs. Was he really needed for future events? I mean, I guess killing tanks is probably a better priority than killing SCVs right now, but let's count how many shots it takes to kill a tank. It's 7 attack per shot, and there's 150 HP. And the attack rate is not that good. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about here. Vulture does manage to get in here for Mong, throw down a couple spider mines before getting picked off by fellow vultures on the ground. A bit of an attack here, coming in with tanks out of Mong, taking some tank fire, pulling back out of the range of this guy. Look at the Wraith. He's done damage to many units, but he has only killed that one thing, and now there's a Goliath. Ow. Ow, look at how much more damage the Goliath does versus the Wraith that the Wraith does against anything on the ground. Seriously, man, Wraiths exist for the air. Oh, a Wraith from Light comes out and finishes off the Wraith of Mong, and now air superiority belongs to Light. TBT is so fun and weird in a lot of ways. Okay, so tank line set up here quite nicely for Light. He's not really protecting... Oh, yes, he is. He's got tanks down here at his third base, too. He is really protecting his third base. Close to home, not out here where I expected them to be. Tanks defending. Vultures running around, throwing up spider mines in different places for both players. It's just tanks, it's vultures, it's tanks, it's vultures. It's speed, right? Faster vulture movement here. Ion thrusters for Light. And I don't know. I don't know where we are. This particular track on the Brood War soundtrack, OST as the kids call it, reminds me very specifically of playing StarCraft Brood War back when in 1998 when I was 15 or 16 years old at the time. It just reminds me of playing the campaign for the first time and dealing with Zerg as a Terran, trying to figure out what all the different buildings were, just in love with the game so very, very much. I was a big Warcraft 2 player. When StarCraft came out, I ditched Warcraft 2 entirely and went for the StarCraft. It was just better. It was a better game. That's the progression of things. Anyway, good memories, man. I actually am playing Warcraft 2 on my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/FalconPaladin. If you want to come say hello over there. If you have some nostalgia for Warcraft 2, if you're a Blizzard fan and you have been for a long time like me, you might enjoy the Warcraft 2. All right. Meanwhile, stuff is happening here in the game. There are tank lines set up. There are so many spider mines on the ground right now. A third base is established by Mong, no problem. Somehow we got, well, I guess you just send SCVs past these spider mines because spider mines are not triggered upon having SCVs or drones or probes walking over them. Here we go, vultures. Here we go. Coming down the middle. The tanks are ready to destroy you, though. Get out. Get out of there. Nothing going to happen. These tanks might accidentally wander in range of these spider mines. Maybe. Maybe not. Here's our tank line, though. Here it is. Here's our tank line. Right here. This is no man's land. This is World War I. The trench is no man's land. Here's trench 1. Here's trench 2. In the middle is where you don't go unless you want to get mowed down by a machine gun. It's real bad. It's real bad to do that, as it turns out. 157 to 135 supply. Light is out macroing his Terran opponent. Look at this little ring of purple that was set up by Mong, trying to set up a contain, and then he decides to go ahead and pull back a little bit on this north flank. Vultures coming in on these tanks, trying to take a couple down. I don't know about this, guys. Oh, allowing the tanks to come in from the backside. Oh! Light, you monster! Distracts the tank fire with the vultures and brings the actual damage dealers in from the right side when they're distracted. Beautiful stuff. 150 to 127 supply. That said, the tank count is still pretty darn healthy for Mong. You're not just going to roll over him at this point, especially if these tanks happen to be sieged. They don't have any upgrades yet, and there is +1 vehicle weapons coming in for Mong. Light, on the other hand, is also working on... Is he working on? +2, so the upgrade advantage definitely going to Mong. There's a drop wandering on in here to this third base. Vulture's dropping right in. I'm not sure it was necessary to drop here, but either way, the Vulture dies to defensive tank and defensive Goliath, slowly clearing out the spider mines of the enemy. Is Mr. Light. Trying to drop up here for what? Not going to build anything. There's not an SCV in the top right-hand corner. That's for sure. Oh, look at Mong chasing this drop down. He's like, you don't get to drop up my third base and then just flee. Get out of my house. Dropship gets away with a single vulture, though, because, again, vultures cannot shoot up. If they could tilt their bikes up a little bit, I think it'd be pretty incredible. All right, so tanks firing. Pow, pow, pow. SCVs walking over spider mines very safely, as I previously mentioned here. We're just working on dropships. Mong wants his own dropships here. Is what he wants. Another base. Are we kind of double expanding down along this bottom left-hand side is Light. He likes his tank positioning very, very much. Spider mines up here, kind of shutting down an attempted fourth base of Light. So Mong expanding a ton. Light expanding a ton as well. I guess this is technically the fourth base and this is the fifth base. I don't know. Numbering is difficult when it comes to these bases sometimes. And expanding the top right here, as I mentioned, is Mong. So I think we are just a couple bases away from taking every base on the map. Dancing around. Tanks. Looking at tanks. Reminds me of 7th grade dances. You ever go to 7th grade dances? For those of you who aren't American, it's basically 11 turning 12, 12 turning 13. Somewhere around there, and the dances happen, and everybody is just really embarrassed. Oh, the Wraiths, cloaked Wraiths going in here for Light, and also supporting them. Nothing. Spider mines should really be smaller on the minimap, guys. Where did the vultures? Where are they going? They just came in to shoot some random stuff, I suppose. Major engagement happening here at the front door of Mong, though. Again, the upgrade advantage is definitely favoring Light. Light is... Oh, hang on. It is 1-1. Light now has 2-2, but most of the firing has stopped at this point. Where do the Wraiths go? Ah, the Wraiths are now in here, actually killing SCVs. Light is making it happen somehow. Some Goliaths having to run all the way back from Mong to deal with those. There's an SCV at the front here for Light. repairing the wounded. And there we go. Constant scans basically allowing the Goliaths to get rid of every single one of these Wraiths. Alright, well, we're 15 minutes into this game. It is 135 to 158 supply. There are so many bases right now. That's the thing. Mech is expensive, man. Mech requires a lot of resources, a lot of income to keep going. And as a result, that's why we're seeing both players sitting on about 5 base economy. Exactly 5 base economy for each of them. Are the Wraiths still flying in? The Wraiths are going to try to take down the drop ships, but... oh, the detection. The detection is here. I guess they were in range of that missile turret. If I had to guess what happened on that one. So yeah, a lot of places tanks are just kind of set up and entrenched. Again, World War I. You dug your trenches. Taking an additional trench, taking another trench on the other side of that no man's land was nigh impossible. If you watched Wonder Woman, you know what I'm talking about. It's called no man's land because you can't go through there and survive. There's artillery shells, there's machine gun fire. World War I was a horrific war because it combined old school tactics of lining up against each other and running with newfound technology like machine guns, like mustard gas, and it was just a horrendous combination. World War I, nobody knew how to use this new technology effectively, and they were just acting like all you had to do was run at each other with, you know, not effective guns that couldn't mow down hundreds of people a minute. Bad times. Do not fight in World War I. If you ever have a time machine and go back in time, don't choose to go back to World War I and fight. It's a horrendous experience. In fact, don't fight in any wars at all if you can help it. Alright, so Mong, going to go ahead and take this base on the left side at this 9 o'clock position. Does manage to shove away what Light was trying to do down there anyway. +2 is just about done here for Mong for his mech. +2's been done for a while here for Light. He's working on +3. So again, upgrade advantage generally favoring the Red Terran player here for Light. Yeah, he's got this base on the right side. The middle base is thinking about being taken here. It looks like Light is kind of hanging on to it, but the other side here too. Look at this map. Look at it. Look at how symmetrical it is. You got red tanks kind of flowing up from the middle, going to the right and left. You got purple tanks coming up this way to the right side too. This area kind of ruins our symmetry just a little bit. Vulture running on in to Mong's base. No, tanks deal with that. No problem. No problemo. Did I? No, I keep thinking I messed with the speed just because the tanks aren't moving and it gives the appearance that nothing is happening. But dude inside missile turret, I know if you're aware of him, but there are some people who are not. There's an XK CD about this where if somebody shows or like is unaware of something that everybody should know about, then that's exciting. You should help them with that. You should be excited. This is their first exposure to something awesome. All right, top right-hand base, though, for Mong is under a lot of stress right now. Ton of Goliaths, tons of tanks. This base is wiped out. That's the problem. With this mech-based army, it's hard to defend with it, as it turns out. You can just kind of drop on in here, and the army takes forever to get here. They can't really get in a position to kill you without getting hit by you. And it's a bad feel. Just don't do it if you can help it. Heading down to the south, still hasn't taken this base, has Mong. He can afford to. He's sitting on 1,200 minerals. And 176 supply. Finally getting rid of the invaders in his top right-hand base, or trying to do so. Just tanks, not even in siege mode. Is that a defensive matrix? I don't think there are any science vessels out. So maybe not. Yeah, just tanks in regular old, straight-up single-target attack mode to deal with other tanks and cleaned out. This base actually survives. Command center lifted off in order to make that one happen. Science facility on the way here from Light, though. We could see science vessels. We definitely could see that happening. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Mong can actually hit a couple missile turrets over here on this 3 o'clock base for Light from the north. That's a little bit hilarious. And I keep thinking these are troop movements because they're kind of flowing like troop movements, but that is extremely static. That is very, very static siege tanks on that one. So I would say we've cut the base in half, except for the fact that Mong refuses to take this 9 o'clock base. Maybe he's saving it for later? Maybe, I mean, there's not really a later in StarCraft, though. You really should mine all the resources you can and spend all that you can, at least until you're maxed out, in which case, what's the point? But having resources in your bank is always better than not having resources in your bank, so I'm not sure why saving this base would be a good idea for later. Engineering bay actually absorbing a lot of the fire from these Goliaths, all of the fire from these Goliaths, and you're not getting up this ramp, Mong. I'm sorry. You should just go. Doesn't even bother unsieging his tanks. You're just like, yeah, you're right. I'm gonna leave now. Sorry, I should have asked before heading there first. Another starport here from Light. Light, another starport. He does have the control tower allowing him to get cloak, and he has cloak, so you're not surprised by this at all. Alright, so +3 vehicle weapons finishing up here for Light. Mong is still working on that +2. Wait, he's working on his own +3? He's working on his own +3. A little bit behind, but 3 attack is done for Light. Goliath on... Oh, man. Yeah, sorry, man. That was not a good place to live, Goliath. That is a horrible, horrible neighborhood. It's been voted most dangerous neighborhood in the city for the last 6 years, actually. If you'd like to learn more, we have the city newsletter available online at citynewsletter.edu. Wait, what are... I don't know, is it .com? .com is business, though. What is government.gov? Ah, that's what it is. citygovernment.gov/pamphlet. Basically, we just take the pamphlet and scan it into the computer and then put it up there. All right. Holy dropships, Batman. This is an interesting drop out of Mong. I like it. I like it very, very much. Are we ready to go? Sure, let's just land on all of this stuff in the bottom left-hand corner. We can take out 2 bases for the price of 1. If we do it well enough. Mong making it happen, though. The thing is, he knows that the Army of Light is far away from this. They're trying to come in and deal with it, but again, once you're sieged... Are you sieged? Not really. Okay, maybe not as many tanks inside these dropships as I thought there were. There's a command center getting shot at by Charon boosted Goliaths with +3 attack, mind you. 24 damage. 34 damage per shot. I can do maths. I can do maths while casting just fine. Who are you talking about? It's just firings upon firings upon firings. Hellfire missiles taking down that command center. That's a pretty good pickup by Mong. And everybody that comes over this way just gets wrecked by Light's tanks, though. So stop wandering over this way. Just leave. Just get out. You tried to take down a base. You couldn't do it. You got a command center, which is awesome. Finally has built a command center at this 9 o'clock position, has Mong. So every base has been taken on this map, except for the middle one, which nobody wants to try and get because there are tanks in range of that mineral line from all directions. Look at these missile turrets by Mong. Very interesting. Not sure what those are about. We will find out. Holy crap! It's Battlecruiser. This is 2 for 1. This is a 2 for 1. People wanted a TVT and people wanted a game with Battlecruisers, and I accidentally found one with Battlecruisers. How's that? How's that for a good time? Oh my goodness, have I even seen a Battlecruiser in any of the games that I've cast for StarCraft Remastered? I don't think so. I don't think I have. Look at how molasses long they take to build. Forever. Forever and ever they will take to build. Got a bit of engagement here down to the south of this center section. This is going to be where the blood is spilled. Tanks setting up on tanks, firing upon foes. Everybody's seeing that +3 attack, which is incredible stuff. Is it 3 Battlecruisers at once? Where the heck's the 3rd one? Oh, here it is. Inside the main base. Whoa, Mong! Mong is pushing in. How did he get through there? That's like a football play where there was a hole created by the offensive line, and now he's running through. No big deal. I'm going to get rid of a lot of these production facilities if he is careful to do so. Defensive tanks getting set up and pretty much immediately getting massacred by the tanks on the ground from Mong. The battle cruisers are here. Battle cruiser operational. And sure, they're getting wrecked by Goliaths, which is maybe why you don't make battle cruisers ever. That was a very short-lived experience, you guys. Let's see, 24 minutes. About 24 minutes is where that thumbnail is going to come from. Yeah, this guy's still making a battle cruiser. Yeah, he is. Why are you making more? There's more than enough Goliaths to handle you, and they have better upgrades than your air stuff does. All right, Light, are you in trouble? Are you in trouble here? Are you going to lose? Well, some defensive tanks are setting up here for Light, which is really useful, but the tank's continuing to stream on in right now. All right, so tanks do force a lift off on Mong's base in the top right-hand corner. It's a little bit of tit for tat, but these are production facilities. These are factories that Light cannot afford to lose, even in the teeniest or tiniest bits. Another battlecruiser comes out, immediately gets shot at by a Goliath. That poor guy. That poor guy. I've always thought it sad that battlecruisers only have a single attack when they're battlecruisers. They have, what, 1 gun? Really? One gun on those things? Give me a break. Not possible. Anyway, a lot of factories dying. Is Light planning on continuing to go with that? He is changing to ship plating and ship weapons. Maybe he's planning on winning this thing straight up with just mass Battlecruiser, which I would honestly respect the ever-loving crap out of. Because who does that? Who wins with mass Battlecruiser in 2016? I don't know. Light's trying to do it, though. Because these factories, he's not even really trying to save them. All of his factories are, in fact, gone. Has he built factories anywhere else? Anywhere there is red. There's a factory down here, and he's replacing one to the... Okay, so there's a couple. Also, supply depots need to be replaced a little bit. I think he's going overboard with supply depots. He has 186 supply now. I guess he's planning on losing all of these. So never mind. Good foresight. Good foresight there by Mr. Light. So Mong might just be able to pull this thing off, man. Absolutely might make it happen. Which, once again, it's a TVT, so that is not a given from somebody who is otherwise an incredible player. Alright, so the tanks on the top right-hand side here for Light are retreating in the face of superior forces from Mong. He's going to go ahead and re-land that base, no problem whatsoever. Look who's building. Light's trying to take this middle base, you guys. But all these supply depots, new home! New home down here for Light. This is where Light lives now. This is where all the bills go. And his Comcast bill especially comes here. Actually, do people still get bills for cable and stuff and internet? It's all just online now, right? Mine is, anyway, but who knows? Look at making 3 battle cruisers at once. I don't know. I don't know if Mong expect this to happen. I don't think he does, because he's not making Goliaths in requisite numbers to deal with this. He is, in fact, producing missile turrets, which is a genius idea, actually. Missile turrets are pretty great against battle cruisers, and they don't take gas, and there's a lot of minerals in the bank here for Mong. He's sitting at 4,700 minerals. Alright, in fairness, this game is a lot more interesting than the previous TVT that I cast, so fine. We'll do more TVTs in the future. Maybe more ZVZs as well. They're very exciting in their own way. And short. And short, too. And sometimes one-base muta is a thing, which... Learning. Alright, so dancing around with these drop ships. Does he want to drop on top of these tanks from Light? He's thinking about it. Yamato gun. Not Yamato cannon? Yamato gun? Alright. Yamato gun being researched. It's 162 to 149 supply. Light is in a ton of trouble. He keeps getting wrecked, man. Here we go. Battle cruisers. Pew, pew, pew. Pew, pew, pew. Tanks going down. Pew, pew, pew. Tanks going down. Pew, pew, pew. Goliaths maybe possibly going down if they decide to actually get in range here. And there we go. They're wiped out. More Goliaths on the ground. Mong starts quadruple pumping Goliaths at this point, recognizing, oh crap, there's a ton of battle cruisers. Not looking healthy, mind you. They don't have the upgrades. They have 1-1, which is not great, but if the only things that can shoot up are literally nothing, you're going to be okay. So the tanks are taking direct shots from overhead by these battle cruisers. Heading on home is Mong right about now. Some defensive tanks here to go ahead and support our battle cruiser brethren. I mean, I made battle cruisers when I played through the StarCraft Brood War remastered campaign on my Twitch channel. They're fine. They're really good, especially against AI, just because AI is dumb. AI doesn't know how to respond to things like battle cruisers very well, or Guardians very well, or what's the Protoss carriers, or carriers very well. Computer is dumb. As it turns out, I really like to see Light land this here and just start doing it, man. I don't think... Is that visible? Can these missile turrets see that? Possibly. They have pretty good sight range. Wraiths in production here for Mong. We've got Cloaking Field coming in here too. He's getting ship weapons. We are definitely transitioning into the air stage of TVT, which, if you play it long enough, you're going to get there. This 3 o'clock position by Light is un mucho trublo. Mucho peligro. Does that work? Much danger? Muy peligro? What is the difference, actually, for Spanish between muy and mucho? I don't know. I haven't taken, literally have taken 0 Spanish lessons or classes in my entire life. Despite the fact that I live in the western U.S., it would make a lot of sense. Anyway, this base is in a lot of trouble. More supply depots going down. Light has made all of the supply depots he'll ever need, though, down here inside this bottom left-hand corner base. So he's not supply blocked. He still has 200 available supply, mind you. So that's pretty good stuff. Out of him, 5 Goliaths being made at a time. We got Goliaths versus tanks. Tanks? Oh, look at these tanks from Light, though. They're trying to clear out the Goliaths and keep the battle cruisers alive. Yamato gun Is that really what it's... Auto gun? Isn't it cannon? I always remembered it being cannon. I haven't really looked at it in years, obviously. Maybe, did they change it? They might have changed it. I got nothing. I got nothing for you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do another fast zoom out here because this is a pretty good time. All right, so tanks firing on that 3 o'clock base by light. They're going to take that sucker down. SCVs are going to die as well. Light has some tanks down here that they could try to get rid of it with, but instead they're not. They're going to go ahead and repair these battle cruisers. Are we going to base race it instead? Oh, dropships. No, 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 no. No, no, no. All right, all the dropships are dead. I'm not sure if Mong did that on purpose to free up supplies so he can make other stuff. It seems possible. If he's going for Wraiths and Goliaths and drops, you don't necessarily need dropships for them. This I keep thinking is an invading force, and it's not. It's just 3 stupid spider mines. They need smaller dots on the minimap because they are the exact same size as like tanks. Makes no sense whatsoever. All right, here's a bit of a 360 surround on Light's base. Oh, Light's units, his ground units are going to die. Mong crushing through that army. Still somehow down 193 to 151 supply. Even though he handily won that engagement. That is some black magic, man. Look who's trying to take the center. Light is trying to take the center. I don't know, man. That is going to be target fired by those Goliaths and those tanks. It is very bad luck to allow an opponent to get this base, especially at the 31-minute mark of this game. All right, so command center's dead. It doesn't really accomplish anything at all in the center location, which is kind of what we expected. Got raids still being made here by Mong. How many raids do you have, man? Well, he's got 7 now, working on 8 more. Yep, it's the mass Wraith portion of the TVT. I understand I've only cast 2 of them, but by golly, does it seem like that's how they always end up. 5 battlecruisers coming in. The thing about the battlecruisers is they're not that great against Wraiths. Wraiths actually hit pretty hard against other air targets, like Overlords and like battlecruisers and like carriers and stuff. Oh, here we go. Here's our proof of how much they hurt. Bam! 1 volley, 2 volley, 3 volleys down. 1 volley, 2 volley, and he's not target firing exceptionally well, but these Wraiths doing a lot of work. The missile turrets causing problems for the Wraiths, though. They're dying very easily, and we're down to 2 in that group. What? Well, he's still got 8 more back home. I think he'll be fine. Upgrades are +1 attack for the Wraiths. No real reason. I mean, he's getting ship plating, but I mean, Wraiths are flimsy enough as it is. I'm not sure that you actually need it. Okay, the good news for Light is that it's 188 to 164 supply, and he's winning. The bad news is a lot of that supply is battlecruisers, and sure, they're +2 battlecruisers, and sure, 3-3's on the way, and sure, the auto gun is pretty great at picking off big units across the distance, but I mean, killing 1 tank, I guess it could help turn the tide of a battle. Just doesn't seem all that incredible. Oh man, these guys, the ground forces here for Light, he just keeps losing engagements, although he won that one. It was a minor one, but he did it. He's gonna take down that tank. Oh, just kidding. Nope. Tank takes down you in Soviet Mong Russia. Tank takes down you. So yeah, just Wraith after Wraith after Wraith right now for Mong. That's all he's making. He's making a couple, I guess, 1 Goliath in the army here too. 199 to 160 supply. Light is doing this pretty darn well. The Wraiths are trying to get in here and pick off these battle cruisers, but missile turrets exist everywhere. Now here we go, picking off tanks. That's fine if you have this many Wraiths, which is gonna be 12 Wraiths flying around like they own the joints. That +2 is coming in, but not very soon. Upgrades for air take an exceptionally long time. And here they go, trying to pick off these battle cruisers. But we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the health as 1 goes down exceptionally quickly. Again, Goliaths combined with missile turrets are the worst friends of Wraiths. Flimsy, I tell you. I know it says 120 HP, and that's actually not that far off from a Goliath with 125, but I feel like Wraiths are way flimsier. Like, if anything can hit them, it just does extra damage, it feels like. Hey, missile turret guy, no, get out. You're a dead man. 2, this is a lot of missile turrets down here, though. Is it enough Wraiths? Man, this is a lot of Wraiths. I think this is more than I can fit on my page. This is more than 12. That's a lot of stuff. Oh boy. Now this 3 o'clock base by Light is in a heck of a lot of trouble. This is Mong coming back a little bit, you guys. Again, he was down, but by wiping out this base, every single SCV present, he's going to make this thing happen. Finally takes down the engineering bay, which has not been used at all by Light for anything other than the construction of missile turrets, which, can you not make those anymore because the engineering bay is dead? I think so. He probably needs to replace it. Now look who's making Goliaths. Light is to deal with these really, really annoying Wraiths that are flying around and wrecking house. Who took the middle? Light took the middle. Every base has officially been taken now. These SCVs really... Oh, hold on. Are we going to actually mine from it before it dies? Maybe. Maybe we can pull that off. Where's our Wraith group? Wraith group over here. Oh, Mong's coming in to take that 3 o'clock position. He wants it. He wants it, and he is going to have it as well. Battlecruisers +3, +3, +3. Air and ground attacks are the same at 34 when they're fully upgraded, which is fine. It's not great, but it's fine. I mean, compared to Wraith ground attack, it's incredible, but also Battlecruisers are way more expensive than Wraiths are. So this base is being mined from. We got refineries coming up over here too. Can Light hang on? If Light can hang on to this thing, although Mong's at the right base too. This is getting interesting right now, you guys. I'm liking it very much. It's very back and forth on this one. All right, can the Wraiths clear this out? Wraith Ball of Mong is enormous. It's a cloud. It is a cloud of Wraiths just picking off tanks behind enemy lines, picking off missile turrets behind enemy lines. I mean, this base is probably toast. These starports could die. And again, it takes a lot of fire, but this is a lot of Wraith. What even does he have on the ground right now? The answer is nothing. He's converted entirely into Wraiths? No, I must find a tank or two somewhere. Oh, Goliath's at the 3 o'clock position saying, hey, this is our house. You get out of here. Pa, 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 pa. Yeah, okay, there are a couple tanks back here for Mong. He hasn't completely given up on tanks. But these battle cruisers, man, big problems in Little China. Movie which I haven't actually seen. Anyway, Battlecruiser's doing pretty well against the minimal missile turret defense that they're seeing here. Wraiths have wiped out the starports and everything that Light had going in the bottom right-hand corner here. A Wraith count going nuts. The question is, are there enough Goliaths to handle it from Light? If there are enough Goliaths, then no big deal. But if there are not enough Goliaths, I think Mong wins on sheer virtue of the fact that he's converted his entire supply into Wraiths. That said, it's only 124. He's at 124 supply versus 190. The Wraiths do have +2, and they're working on +3, +3, and they're fast, and they do hit ground stuff, which is really nice. All right, tank setting up from Light. He says, look, Valkyries. This game's awesome. I'm so glad I chose to cast this thing. I got it from bwreplays.com. A good place for Brood War replays. You get to sift through a lot of garbage, though. It's a lot of stuff that's not great. All right, so the destruction of Centertown. Light's going to lose everything here, and let the base race begin. Light is showing up here at all the factories of Mong. Mong does not care about his factories. He is just using starports until the rest of time, it would seem. He really does want to get 3-3, though. Where is he doing that? Way up north? Oh, he's flying the starports away. I like it. I'm a fan. Pretty good SimCity here from Light. Wraith's trying to do stuff. That Goliath count is a little bit insane, and they have, again, better upgrades than the Wraiths do. And Goliaths were invented to be anti-air units. They were created specifically for this purpose. It is 187 to 116 supply, though. Light has, I think, a better composition. He's got Valkyries to deal with the Wraiths, Battlecruisers, tanks, Goliaths, a science vessel. I guess maybe for an EMP on the cloaked Wraiths, right? Trying to get in here with cloaked Wraiths on top of the Goliaths. It's not working out exceptionally well. Missile turret is spotting here. Missile turret goes down. Another missile turret is present. It's just there are missile turrets everywhere from Light. He's been building them for all of time. That said, it's too many Wraith. Too many Wraith. It's just too many Wraith. Too many Wraith. If you haven't seen Too Many Cooks before, just Google it and watch it and thank me later for making you have nightmares. All right, so these Wraiths are destroying the production capability of Light, but I think 158 to 87 supply, and you have Valkyries, and you have Goliaths, and you have Battlecruisers. I don't know. I'm going to call this in favor of a Light, maybe 75% to 25%. There are still these starports, and Mong does have a very large bank of minerals and a semi-large bank of gas, and he's still mining. Still mining, and this is a Light. This is Light right here. He's just mining minerals. He has no bank. This is going to be incredible. This might actually get an epic tag, you guys. This is coming down to it. Honestly, it is. Again, it's double the supply for Light. I understand this. But if you're taking down factories, if you're taking down armories, I'm not sure what other upgrades there are left to do with the armory. I think that's it, honestly. No, you could get vehicle ground if you wanted to. If Light wanted to make that happen, but he probably doesn't. All right, so Battlecruiser count is 11, which, holy what? 11 Battlecruisers? I haven't seen one at all, and we get 11 of them in a single game. This is happening. This is happening, ladies and gentlemen. All right, I don't think the Wraiths can engage. It honestly, all it takes is a couple Valkyries with their splash damage going, and the Wraiths go. That's the sound of them dying. Goliath's getting rid of Mong's bottom right-hand base. Mong has this mining base up north, and that is literally it right now. Honestly, does he not know about this? Oh, wait, I can't tell. I hate the vision feature in here. It needs to be improved. I can't tell if Mong knows about this base or not. You feel like he would kill it if he knew about it. These spider mines have been here the entire time. You keep freaking me out. Defensive matrix going down on the something? What's been defensive matrixed? Valkyries? Ah, here it is! Here's the insanity. Valkyries firing on Wraiths. Wraiths on top of Battlecruisers. The Wraiths are taking way too much damage. They're down to 6 of them. And everybody dies. 3 available supply for Mong. Yep, it's going to be Valkyrie with the defensive matrix on it, so the Wraiths can't kill them quickly. Not that it really mattered. Wraiths, man. 9 damage splash per rocket on those guys. Fantastic. All right, that's it for Mong. Mong's done. Okay, in fairness, he has 10 available supply, 5,000 minerals, and 2,000 gas. I don't know what he can make, though, is the problem. That's your good game. Okay. That is your good game. It looks like Light still wants to run around. Nah, he tapped out as well. Battlecruisers, man, they made it happen. 10 kills, 11 kills, 16 kills, 8 kills, 7 kills, 10 kills on these BCs. Sure, a couple of them got focused down by the Wraith fire in that final battle, but that was it. It was nothing huge. What an amazing TVT. All right, I'm converted. I'm converted that TVTs can be a lot of fun. Those of you in the comments who told me that I was wrong about TVTs being boring, yeah, okay, you told me so. They are very potentially awesome. Man, Valkyries, Wraiths, Mass Wraiths, Battlecruisers all in the same game? Next we gotta get nukes. Gotta find a game with nukes somehow. We'll work on that next time. All right, let's check out that final score, because everybody enjoys looking at scores. Overview, 41,000 points for Light, 418,000 to 391,000. Both players produced about 500 units, and wow, Light killed about 100 more units than Mong did. Mong raised more buildings than Light did, but I think Light's okay with that. He constructed way more buildings. And then, as far as resources go, pretty even. 100,000 for Mong, 101,000 here for Light. It's going to be more gas mined, fewer minerals mined, and fewer resources spent here for Mong compared to Light. And that's really going to be what the difference is there. So, good one. Good times had by all. All right, that is going to be it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft Brood War Remastered for your Sunday game. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.